everyone, good day. So for today, our topic to be discussed is all about the self, society, and the culture characteristic and what are the relation between the two. So self and society have a very close relationship. Society has the custom and regulation. So the certain rules that people need to follow. So self also can have these traits, and this is why they are similar to each other. So self can contribute to the society, and the society can contribute to the self, where we are able to discuss or describe the different ways by which the society and the society shape ourselves. So and we'll be examining ourselves and the different views of the self. So now, what is the self? So self is the image we have of ourselves. Like for example, I am self, I am intelligent, beautiful, ugly, talented, selfish, and kind. Although self is separate, where it is distinct for others. For example, I am charmed, which is defining of who we are, just to know what is our name. The next one is self-contained. It is distinct with its own thoughts and characteristics and violation. So self-contained is that it's coming for you or our own idea or decision. The next one is independent. Does not require any other self to exist. Like ourself doesn't need another self for identity to exist. So the next one is the consistent, which is our personality is enduring, expected to the persist for the quiet sometime. So consistency of the self means the particular self-traits, characteristic, and the potentialities. The next one is the unitary, which is the center of all the experiences and thoughts. That means that we are the center of all our experiences and thoughts, which we are as ourselves doing our experiences and emotion, thoughts, and etc. Although we have the private, which is ourself or self is private. We're isolated from the external world. So it means that our self lives within its own worlds, that self is different by the environment. So the self is individual as the object of its own reflective consciousness, since the self is referenced by a subject to the same subject. So this reference is necessarily subjective. So the sense of having a self or the selfhood should, however, not be confused with the subjectivity itself. So now, the different aspect of the self. Social constructivists argue that the self should not be seen as a static entity that stays constant through by through, where the self has to be seen as something that's increasing by the flux, where ourselves can be changed or not doesn't mean that you need change at all, but in constant struggles with external reality, the malleable, and the dealings with the society. So that now, what would be our struggle in life? So that we are adjusting with the pandemic, or now that we are adjusting with our new lifestyle, which is the new normal. So that it would be look like and how to be seen in our self, not totally adjusting, but we are come up with a society. We ourselves play different rules act in different ways depending on our circumstances. Like we act different rules in our perspective, like in our friend and also into our siblings, but not like the same as act with a perspective and our parents. With it can deals with our attitude, which depending with the circumstances, like we act soft, strict, and etc. That it can define us as a depending with the situation. So all of these will adjusting, developing ourselves and different person, which is adjusting in the different perspective situation. Daily reminders That self-knowledge makes you independent of the opinions of others. If you know what works for you, what is good for you, and therefore what is not. It is really bad what others might think and advise. You are the expert of your own being. You are in charge of your thoughts and your own personality. So that's all, and I hope that you learned something.